Zoe Saldana and Simon Pegg are back exploring strange new worlds in the sequel, Star Trek Beyond. And they're entering one right now. Please welcome, I don't know what that meant, but okay, clearly it's me and my mouth really going off the deep end. So please welcome Zoe Saldana and Simon Pegg. Can we just say that you also wrote this one?
I co-wrote it, yeah. I have a brilliant co-writer in Doug Jung, but yeah, I had a bit more to do on this film, yeah.
It's kind of
a lot more to do.
A lot more to do. I mean, this is I can't even say it. It's the 50th anniversary of the Star Trek franchise.
Yes, it is.
And in this new movie, you're reprising your roles as Uhura and Scotty. Simon, you also co-wrote the movie, which I just brought up. You grew up, you were a Star Trek fan, is that true?
I was, and as such, I know that you are very much a part of the Star Trek universe, too. You're,
yeah.
There it is.
Yes. Oh my God.
You are alumni.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I also have to say this in a Patrick Stewart voice, but Guinan.
You see, my leg went up.
Now, Zoe, oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, Zoe, you also have starred in a lot of the biggest sci-fi films. Avatar, let me get them all right. Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Trek. You said that movies set in space give women different types of roles.
There's a lot more to do than be someone's girlfriend or wife or mother, and I like that. I like being a part of leaving a trail of strong and empowering breadcrumbs.
She suddenly showed up because I was a sci-fi fanatic, and there she was, gorgeous, and she was in charge of communications, and she was the first person that let America realized that we were, in fact, in the future. Because prior to that, no folks of color anywhere on any planet in anybody's head. So you're carrying that on, so thank you.
Thank you.
And that was Gene Roddenberry, who created Star Trek. His whole thing was pushing everything forward. Like, we had, you know, if there was a Japanese pilot, a Russian navigator. This is in the 60s. It wasn't long after the war. It wasn't long after it was in the middle of the Cold War. It had the first interracial kiss on American television.
Wow.
Star Trek is the bomb, everybody.
Speaking of that, you caused a little bit of controversy with this movie when you decided to make Sulu, who was originally played by George Takei, gay in this movie. Now, George is a friend of yours.
Yes, he is.
Came out and said, you know, I support this, but wondered if maybe you should have made a new character gay instead of this particular character.
That's right.
Tell me how you feel about that and what led to your decision. I
totally understood. And I think George was worried that we thought that Gene had neglected to do that back in the 60s, when, of course, he hadn't. He couldn't. There are certain things. You pick your battles carefully. You do this gradually. Social change is something that you do intelligently, or otherwise it's kind of revolution and people get hurt. So George was, because he played Sulu as straight, we didn't want anyone to think that our Sulu had chosen to be gay, because that's not how it works. This is an alternate universe where there are lots of different things, and whatever sort of metagenetic detail change makes us who we are is different in our universe. If we brought in a new gay character, it would have been like, hello, my name's such and such, and I'm gay. And I don't always know the sexuality of the people I meet immediately. It would have felt almost a little bit too, like we're shining a light on it, a reveal.
To announce and everything. And this time it was shared. And I loved it because I was able to, as an audience member, get a glimpse of one of these crew people, and he's a father. That to me was the thing that was so amazing. He has a family, he's compromised. Therefore, he must fight for peace because his daughter's life depends on it. I don't care who he made his kid with.
It's sweet and thrown away, and it was just meant to look like it's always been there, which it has always been there.
Yes,
you know,
it really has.
Yes.
It really has. So I want to take a moment to mention, Anton Yelchin, who was a superb young man, a superb, fabulous actor, just a great kid, who was killed in an accident a few weeks ago. You guys shot this last film with him. He was still with us. Give us some wonderful memories of him on our set, on your set.
Well, this is still very raw for us, you know. It doesn't feel right to be talking about Anton in the past tense. He was such an amazing kid, a brilliant, brilliant actor, always the smartest guy in the room. Yep. And it doesn't make any sense to us, you know. And even now I haven't processed it, and I see him up there on the screen. And when you see the movie, please be happy, because
he loved what he did.
And he'll live forever, you know. You see him up there, and he's not going anywhere. You're almost lucky in a way if you didn't meet Anton, because for you nothing has changed. You'll always see Anton. For us, we've lost somebody we love and cared about, and it's never. Yeah.
It's irreplaceable. Yes.
Yeah.
Changing the tone a little bit to see it a little happier now. You have two beautiful little boys.
I do.
Cy and Bowie, and said that in raising your kids, you've discovered this amazing group of support with women.
Oh. I'm like, why is everybody oohing and ahhing? Yes, you know, in my 20s, I went through this phase that being the only girl meant that I was the coolest, and later you realize that being the only girl sometimes in your workforce is pretty lonely, because you see how men kind of relate to each other, and they have each other, and they have all these things to always talk about, and you're not interested in half of them because you're a girl. And also, I was very humble, too. I'm taught every day, and I'm raised every day by amazing, courageous women, not just women in my family, but just mothers around me that in our town, whether they were famous or not, if you're a mother, they just either would offer advice or show me where to shop, tell me what to get, tell me what to do when I was breastfeeding, because breastfeeding twins was like no joke. And but I did it.
Good for you.
It's important.
Good for you.
And I want to pay it forward. So every time I hear that somebody's pregnant, I am that loud Latin girl that goes, listen, go get this, don't do this, do that. Here's my email.
That's awesome.
You know, sometimes, well, I was just going to say, you know, I've been talking about all the things that I'd rather do than some other things, like discussing stuff like Kanye and Kim. I always say, you know, I'd rather have my period. But today I changed it into being pregnant, and look, we're still in a pregnancy conversation. Back up, anything's flying near me.
Well, we've got an announcement to make.
That's
She's
right.
expecting.
My eggs. Yeah. My eggs are older than everyone you know. But you guys, thank you for coming. Thanks.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
You know, sharing Star Trek with us. I just said thanks. Beyond, oh my God, Star Trek Beyond opens in theaters and IMAX on July 22nd. And we, of course, you know, we're like bad guests. We'll be right back.